Okay, this one is pretty similar to Fairy Tail. It's called Psychopaths. It's just like significantly darker. I was just trying to say it so you guys can cross it off, okay? It has no bearing with Fairy Tail whatsoever. It's a really good, it's one of the more serious ones. I highly recommend it.
I think the way I would describe it is, it's a utopian future where you follow police officers who go after criminals, and they have a gun that determines whether that criminal will determine the criminal sentence immediately.
It's not just criminals, it's also people.
Yeah, what really what gets really deep in this is that you kind of question what is right. Is a person actually good by doing things? It's not black and white, but there's a lot of gray areas that put into this anime, which makes people think and what people like to watch about this.
And if you guys thought Oikawa from Haikyuu was a villain, like the one in Psychopaths is like fantastic.
Okay, next one is Death Note. So, like the name implies, it's about notes of death. It essentially is a notebook, and if you write somebody's name in it, that person dies. So, fantastic, thriller anime, I think it's very drama.
Super psychological.
Super psychological.
Yes, skip to one more and then okay, so the last one I want to cover here, it's the one right beside your line April. This is one maybe some of you guys in the audience haven't seen. It's called Makia, When the Planet's Power Blooms. How many of you guys have seen it? And how many of you guys that saw it bawled your eyes out? Yeah.
So when we saw it in Paris, we were watching it, and right when the ending happened, we were in silence, and then the credits happened, and the credits were like 3 minutes long. We were just sitting in silence, not talking to each other, trying to like take everything in.
Yeah, we were very tense. So, anyone who wants an emotional hitter, we do recommend Makia. Okay, so moving on. That's essentially it. We do have one anime that we were
You
argued about this one for quite a while, and we want your opinion on this. So we're gonna do a little bit of a vote, okay? This anime, and we'll do the vote in a second.
I think the name is an exclusion.
Yeah, this anime is Naruto.
Is this a starter?
Yeah, that's the question. Is this a starter anime? So what we want you guys to do is put your heads down, close your eyes, heads down, close your eyes, and then give us a thumbs up for anyone who likes the anime and sees it as a starter anime.
That's too many conditions.
Starter anime.
Yeah, just starter.
Okay, it's just a starter. If it's a starter anime, you think it's a great starter anime, you recommend it to someone, thumbs up. Okay. Okay, everyone who disagrees with that and thinks it's not exactly a great start anime. Okay, honestly, I think it's like a 50-50 split. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask why? Why was it so long?
It's too long. It's like 500 episodes, yeah.
Well, Naruto well represented of the group a lot of people's introduction to anime.
Yeah, but that was as a child. That's what
I mean, is it specifically for adults?
It's for anyone starting, that's the problem. And that's why we started fighting about this, because
And then also, like, to be honest, some people just want a good binge session, which they want to watch over 100 episodes, right? And some people would be like, yeah, okay, Naruto's a good easy start. Sometimes if you want that action.
we had a comment from this side of the room. Little boy in white, please stand up and say your comment. Yeah, stand up.
So Naruto, the original series, is a solid starter anime. When we get to Shippuden, that's when it starts to get dog water. If we minus all the filler, of course.
But yeah, the last one was kind of.
Yeah, the filler.
Sit down.
I'll agree with you.
No, I also would agree with him, actually.
So for me, I really recommend it as a starter for 2 reasons. One is, yes, it is long, it is 500 there's a lot of filler in it. And then number two is I actually went back and watched the first few episodes. Episode one is pretty solid. Episode two, there's some weird animation in there. So episode two, if you don't remember, is where Naruto teaches Konohamaru his jutsu technique. So for those who are not really into that, they'll kind of find it weird. And then episode three is how many of you like soccer? Exactly. So he gets the whole episode in episode three. So pictures on. Okay, moving on. Now we're getting into genres. So very first genre is kind of Western origins, and we chose this as our next slide because a lot of people still watch media, so they don't watch anime. So we kind of want to transition slowly into anime, kind of like getting them used to art drawn style, and just some of the tropes. So I think these are fantastic started. I think that's our last area.
Like, yeah, when we say Western origins, we're just mean like Western influence. Some people just say, oh, this is anime. Not really, but like, go for it. Well, I don't know why it's good. It is still there. We took it out, but it's still there. But we really
Yeah, Castlevania is great. It's if anyone likes zombies or something a little bit more mature. The dialogue is fantastic. It is our 18 plus, I think. But Castlevania is great. If anyone likes Game of Thrones, I recommend it to them. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is about a dystopian, technically futuristic utopian.
It's futuristic dystopian, right?
Okay, let's say dystopian. And it tackles the story about a character kind of going through life and trying to find his way in the underbelly of this dystopian future. Very cool, very well done, and very well animated.
I'd say Arcane is a better starter.
Can I jump in here to just say a couple anime names for the bingo? Anyone got Idolish 7, Love Life's School Idol Festival, Kiss Exodus,
Not recommended though.
How is no one
Silver Spoon, Tekiwo Kaizen, Galactic Feast of the Valkyries or something like that. What do you want? Give me one, I'll give it to you. Huh?
Dungeon Mesh.
Dungeon Meshi. Can we get a Daimachi too?
Okay, this last one is Invincible. So anyone who's seen The Boys, it's a dark take on the superhero genre. We recommend it.
Love Invincible. I read the comics when I was a kid, and I would say it is my favorite comic book because it also has an ending, by the way. So there is actually a start and ending. So and they're probably animated on Prime.
However, I would not recommend it to